we will be factoring x squared minus 13x plus 36 using the box method of factoring. Now remember, we want to check if we cannot pull out a greatest common factor from here. Well, we don't see anything that we can pull out in terms of a GCF, so we will continue. Now, we write the first term, x squared, in our first box, and the last term, plus 36, in the last box. Now, we multiply the coefficients. So here we have a 1 times 36, which gives us 36. Now, let's not worry about positives or negatives yet. So what we'll do here is first find the factors of 36. So we have 1 times 36, we have 2 times 18, we have 3 times 12, let's see here, we have 4 times 9, and we have 6 times 6. Now, which of these combinations combined somehow will give us this right here, negative 13? Well, the only ones that I see that could somehow give us 13 are 4 and 9. Alright, now let's think about this for a moment. The only way to get a positive value here when multiplying the factors is if we had a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. Now, we have a negative 13 here. So obviously 4 plus 9, if they were both positive, would be positive 13. So that wouldn't work. But if we had a negative 4 and a negative 9 and we added those two numbers, we would get a negative 13. So this is what we were looking for. So again, we'll put those numbers right here in our remaining boxes. It doesn't matter where, as long as we put an x beside it. So minus 4x, let's say, and then minus 9x. Right there. So now, what I'm going to do is factor out the greatest common factor from each of the rows and then each of the columns. So looking just at this first row here, x squared minus 4x. Well, the only thing that I could possibly factor out here is an x. Looking at this second row, minus 9x plus 36. Well, the only thing I could possibly factor out here is a 9. So, in this case, I'll write minus 9. Since this factor here is touching this box and it contains a negative value inside. Now, let's factor the columns. X squared minus 9x. Well, the only thing I can factor here in terms of a GCF is an x. So I'll write that here at the top. Now, looking at the second column, minus 4x plus 36. Well, I notice there's only one x term present, so I can't pull out an x term. But I can, however, pull out a 4, since 4 goes into both 4 and 36. So that makes it the greatest common factor. So I'm going to write minus 4 though, since this factor here is touching this box and it contains a negative value inside. Therefore, it's minus 4. So now I have factored completely here, since I have my two sets on the outside. So I will write them as x minus 4 times x minus 9. Again, I encourage you to FOIL this out just to verify that it does in fact equal x squared minus 13x plus 36. But otherwise, we have factored this trinomial using the box method of factoring.